Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. If you didn't get my notification, you can watch the replay. That's fine. Hopefully you have the stuff and saw the notification and you can stamp with me. Gonna get started in about 1 minute. Hello there, Reiko. Yeah, Reiko, I answered your question. The clear envelopes do not cost, in California anyway, do not cost more to mail. I use them all the time. And my joke is that they do take a little longer to get where they're going just because everybody looks at the beautiful card before they pass it along. But that's just a joke. It doesn't take any longer. So yeah, I use them. They're not very expensive at all. The whole pack. Okay, it's 1 o'clock. Let's get started. Here is my hostess code for April. It's a new month. Hi, Julia. And there is my phone number, my cell phone number, in case you need to text me with any of the pictures of the gorgeous things you've been making, or if you have any questions or you need any help with anything. Okay, so let's just get with it. I am going to show you a card that I learned this technique from, I can't say it. I think it's a Japanese name. It's Mitosu Crafts, Mitosu Crafts, or Mito Stampin' Up Crafts. I'm not sure if that's his whole last name or if Mitso is his last name and then he added SU back there or what. But it's a demonstrator and it's a male. And he's a really good artist. Like I mentioned in my little live this morning to show you all the things I was going to use, this changes the whole look of this stamp set. I loved it already, but now I even love it more. And I'm going to have to look in the catalog and see what other stamps I can use for this technique. I was going to try to do that before 1 o'clock, but things happen, so I didn't get to that, but I will be doing that probably later today and tomorrow. Okay, so let me show you the card. So it's the Timeless Tulips. Oh, before I show you the card, just in case you're stamping with me, I'm using the large tulip, the medium tulip, and the two largest, well, not largest, the largest leaf, and then this one here in the middle. So I've got them all mounted, but I want to show you a little trick about mounting those. So I'm going to start with that first, and then I'm going to show you the card so you know what we're making. And you guys let me know what you think about this look. What do you think? I'll give you a minute to tell me what you think. Doesn't that just pop and look completely different than anything you've seen with the set before? Okay, either I'm not getting any comments or my phone's not showing them to me. There's a couple. Okay, there they are. Sometimes on my replay, I see that you guys answered me right away, but my phone doesn't show it for a minute or two. So yeah, I think it's really, really a gorgeous look. Okay, so let's get started with a few tricks. So I mentioned that you needed a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And if you're going to stamp along with me right now, get that out. And your punch. So what I did with my piece of cardstock is I just placed my cardstock into my punch upside down, like we know how to do that. We know that that's the way we want to see what we're punching, and punch. Now really what this is a pattern for me to tell me how to mount my stamps on my block. Yes, so mine are mounted, but I'm going to do it again because I want to show you. So I pulling them off, and you're just going to lay your stamps inside the voids that you just made with your punch. And when I place them in there, I kind of go up and down like this. So what I'm doing is shaking it up and down, and you can kind of feel that the stamps are in the groove of the punch out. And then you put your block on top, and then you pick it up. And this is going to allow you to now stamp and punch out exactly what you need. So let me show you. You get a piece of paper and your black cardstock. I mean your black Memento ink, sorry. Okay, so get your black Memento, and you can ink it up this way or the normal way, whatever you prefer. And then you can just stamp. Let the ink soak in, hold your paper, and lift. Hi, Eva. Debbie, I see you're on, but again, I don't see your name, but I know you're there. All right, so I'm going to stamp that one, and then I'm not going to punch it out yet because I want to color it first, but I just want to show you how now it's perfect with the punch for me to punch it out. So I don't have to punch out this and waste a bunch of anything, any scraps or anything. This is going to punch them both out at one time. See that? Isn't that pretty cool? All right, so for this card, we're going to also need the smaller leaf, and I think we need 2 of those. And these don't have a punch, so I'm going to go over here. So we're going to fussy cut those out. So I'm going to try to go slow in case anybody's making this with me. I know that some of you don't have the stamp set, so you're not stamping with me. Oh, I keep putting the lid back on, but some of you might be, so. So everything's in black. Then I'm going to clean off my stamp on my chamois. And let you guys get there. Is everybody ready for the next step? Okay, I'm going to start teaching you this technique by showing you the leaves because they're a smaller image, and the concept will probably sink in a little bit easier than if I showed you. I do see your comments, Debbie. Oh, now I do. I just saw your comment right now, Debbie, but I knew you were on because you sent a heart or a like, but I hadn't seen your name yet, but now I see you. Okay, so let's start with the coloring technique. Let me show you the card again. So we're going to do the leaves first, okay? Move this stuff out of the way so you guys don't have a bunch of distraction. All right, I think that looks good. All right, so we're going to start with Granny Apple Green because that's the lightest of the colors that I use for the leaves. I'm using Granny Apple Green, Old Olive, and the 2 Peacock light and dark colors. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Granny Apple Green and the wide tip. And I'm just going to color in the middle of these leaves. Now on this technique, I don't know the demonstrator's first name. He just goes by Mitsu. So he doesn't use the color lifter like I do to prime your paper. So I'm not doing that just because I'm just doing what he said. But on my next cards, I think I will prime the paper because I do think that that does make it blend a little bit faster and more. Now I'm going to take the light peacock. It's called Pretty Peacock. And also the wide tip again. And I'm going to not go all the way to the tip here, but I'm going to just color in some like this on both ends and let that bleed in like I've taught you. Can you see that? How pretty that is? Okay, so then I'm going to do the same here. So I hope you guys don't have anything else going on right now because this might take a little while because I'm assuming somebody's doing this with me. So I want them to be able to, I don't want to go too fast. Hi, Virginia. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Now with the dark, Oh, with the dark one, the darkest one, because these little leaves are got such a fine point, I'm going to use the fine point on my marker. And I'm going to try not to go out of the lines if possible. And I'm going to connect to the lighter Pretty Peacock color on all of them. So I'm thinking this card is just very artistic. And the technique is just stunning. So now you want to go back to your lightest color, the Granny Apple Green, and you want to blend those all together. So that is the technique. The colors, the look just depends on the colors you use. So there you go. And there's not a shadow today, right? Because I'm doing this earlier. Hi, Patty. Yeah, we might as well stamp. We're all sheltered in. And thank you so much for the card. I don't think you were on the day I thanked you and I showed everybody the card you sent me, Patty. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's the leaves. Now, look at my leaves. When I fussy cut them out, well, this one was with the punch. These two were I fussy cut out. But look at them. There's no stark white trim. And how you get rid of that stark white trim is you go to your old olive marker and you just outline, and you don't have to be careful and you don't have to stay in or out of any lines. You just want to get it around so when you cut and punch, you don't have any stark white cardstock showing behind your image. See that? So that's the next step. Okay, so the leaves are done. Now I think we'll go to the big tulip now. So the colors I'm using for the big tulip. The first color, we start with the dark Mango Melody, the white tip. And then the next one is the light Pumpkin Pie. And then this one is the dark Poppy Parade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the top part of my tulip and then down in here. And that's it for the Mango Melody. Okay. Then I'm going to take another section of the tulip, the wide tip of the light Pumpkin Pie, and I'm going to blend those together. And I'm not going to go down the whole way, but I'm going to go down quite a bit. What I've learned so you don't go out of the lines is turn your cardstock around so you can get these ends without going outside of the line. So now there's those two colors. Okay, now this Poppy Parade, the wide tip also, and this is the dark. We're going to join the two colors together here, just like this. Ooh, I see a heart. And then the trick is to get the lines here. Just turn your cardstock, go around. More hearts, loving it. Thank you guys. And then we're going to go back to the Pumpkin Pie and we're going to blend those two in. Get some of that red up in there. Okay, then we're going to come back in here. This little part and this little part is the bottom of those petals. So we want to get some color in there also. And we give it some time to bleed, so that's what I'm giving it right now. See how I can blend that more when I give it time to bleed in on itself? And then I've got the pumpkin pie, circular motion, not pressing too hard. Don't want to hurt my tips. And then the lightest color, blending some more. This is the melody. And look at that flower. Is that craziness or what? Oh, I'm going to cough, excuse me. Then we're going to go to the dark old olive again, the wide tip. And we're going to outline this too because it's going to get punched out. And we don't want to have the stark around the stark white cardstock showing on this card at all. See? There's no stark white around any of these. Excuse me. And if you get a little bit of the old olive onto your tulip, it's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. It's all okay. So there's the outline on that one. All right, so those were those colors. And then for the little tulip, I've got Flirty Flamingo, dark Lovely lipstick, and light Lovely lipstick. So we always start lightest, then the little darker and a little darker. So let's take the wide tip again. You guys, doing 3 of these, you guys got the technique down. So I'm just going to color the top part in the lightest. Then the next color, I'm going to go into these little petals here too, and then in here. Go down as far as you'd like, leaving some uncolored so you can do the darkest color. And then add some in there too. And then the lightest color blends them all together. This is not gorgeous, it just blows my mind. Julia, I hope this is new to you. I know you love this set. Julia is in my downline. She's under Sandy, so she's in my second line, and she actually won the stamp set at a meeting that we had. Look at that. Okay, so let's go back to our punch. And we're going to stick this in. And got the camera in my face, so I'm going to lean over a little bit deeper so I can make sure I see it all. I think that's it. And see how I was able to punch those out because it was lined up the way I taught you? With most flowers, yeah, Debbie, I'm wondering that myself. See how bold these images are? Definitely not an outline image, but a bold image that should look good. And when you said to me, I don't have that set, I was going to try to make something else with another set. And I just ran out of time. I had some stuff going on, so I couldn't do it. But yeah, I'm pretty much thinking, yeah, you're right. So is anybody stamping with me? I guess I should have asked that question because I don't want to go too fast and I don't want to go too slow if nobody is stamping with me. Yeah, the Healing Rose. Try that, Debbie. And then if you have these colors of markers, or use your own, just go from your own combination of colors, of blends. Now, remember, just somebody is stamping with me, so we're going to cut out the smaller leaves right now, and we're going to make sure we leave some of that old olive edging there, so it matches like the punch does. Okay, there's one. Here's the second one. So I think if you're not stamping with me right now, if you go do this when you have some time later today or tonight or tomorrow, just play with it and concentrate on your color selection with light, medium, and dark, and you should be good. I just love this combination though. If you don't have them, I have an order going in tonight, and I can add what you need to that order, so you don't, if you just need a few things, you don't have to pay all that shipping and stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so now I'm going to cut out, oops, look what I forgot to do. Forgot to outline that one. And it makes a difference because it really makes it pop on the black. Hi, Annie. I am doing fine. Who would have thought you could make these fly? I know, huh? So, Annie, if you missed the beginning, just watch the replay because this is so cool. On how to mount your stamps and use the punch and all that stuff. That is so cool. I didn't know if you guys knew that already or not, but if you didn't, you do now. Great idea. I have to try that set also. Love the outlining. Give me some ideas. Oh boy, Eva, you don't need ideas, girl. You're so creative. Oh my gosh, your work's gorgeous. And Debbie has been sending me pictures of her work. It's gorgeous. I'm just so proud of all my students and demonstrators. All right, so there you go. So there's the pieces that we need. All right, so then I said, let me move all this so I have some room. Then I said you were going to need old olive cardstock. Let me clean up my stuff here. So the old olive cardstock I used was a whole sheet, and I cut it down landscape style at 4 1/4, which I said in my little live this morning if you wanted to prep and cut that like that. And then one piece at 4 inches. This is the layer, because we all know that all layers look so good once they go through the corrugated folder, right? Not corrugated. I was thinking of something else in my head and it came out in my mouth. The subtle folder. So I'm going to use that one through the subtle folder. So I'm going to take my card and fold that in half. Bone folder. Wing it back. Set that aside. Get this into my folder. By the magic of television, it's already in my folder. So I'm just going to crank it. What did I forget? I forgot my acrylic's not on top. Okay, so we would just crank it through with the acrylic on top, which I don't have up here. One of these days, I'm going to have everything I need up here. I guess I need a duplicate of that. So this one's not going to be embossed because I don't have the clear acrylic. But on the card, you can see the how the subtle folder makes the layer piece look gorgeous, okay? All right, so then my layer piece would go on top. And I could actually glue that down if I wanted to right now, but since don't have it embossed, I'm not going to, because I want to emboss it. It makes a world of difference. Then I used the new dies, which some of you have ordered already. Yay, they were available on the 1st. And this is the die I used out of this set, the ornate set. They're called ornate layer dies. Now, last Sunday, I think it was, I told you about when you have a die, one of these dies, a lot of them have the little tiny holes in them. Little tiny ones like that. And I was afraid that might scare you off. So I was very excited. I showed you this last Sunday, but I'm going to show you again. Once you run it through your Big Shot, all you have to do is take your paper piercer, put it in one of the holes, and run it across like this, and watch them all pop out. Put it in the hole. I've got my finger pushing against the back of the paper, and then just running this through, and they all just pop out that fast. So don't let these little tiny holes scare you. They are super easy to get out with this technique here. I don't know, I haven't seen anybody else use this, so I think I invented it, but I want you definitely to know, because look at that quick, just like that with your take your pick tool. It does make a little bit of a mess here though. Just have your garbage can next to your place. All right, so now what I did is I took the words from the stamp set, and this is the ornate thank you, and I took one of the stamps. It says for all you do. It's in here. Let's see, for all you, no, it's for all your help. So there's a for all you do in here. There it is right there. And the white craft ink. So if you want to try this technique and you don't have some of the pieces, let me know before tonight and I can get you, like if you don't have the craft white ink or if you don't have the pen I'm going to use next. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment right there. The white craft ink is also an ink you can emboss with, but I'm not embossing this one. Hi, Lindell. Okay. And then you're going to take your pieces, your tulips for sure, and you're going to put dimensionals behind them. Where are my dimensionals? Up here. I see my mini glue dots. I see my mini dimensionals, and there's regular. Okay. So let's just put a few on here. And you know what I should have used, and I will next time, I just didn't think of it, is the black dimensionals because of the black paper. Okay, so then the leaves. You're just gonna, now at this point, you're just gonna lay out, this is the one that gets punched out. You're just gonna lay them out how you think you want your card to look. And let me tell you, this looks good over here too. I put it down the middle. Also, I'll put this one on the side so you can decide if you like it down the middle or down the side. Because I'm not gluing it down yet since I forgot to bring my acrylic up. And then here's my leaves. You can lay them out any way you want to. And then just without pulling the backing off, just lay this down. And then lay this down. And then you just move them around till you have them the way you want them. I think I like it like that. Okay, so I'm going to, I know I want that one there. So dimensional. I know I want those two there. So one dimensional will take care of that. Okay, I'm going to pull off my backings. And set this down. And then pull off the small tulips backings. And I kind of turned it in a little bit and set that down. Look at that, you guys. What do you think so far? Okay, now another beautiful highlight on this is this chalk marker. It's awesome. So just pull off the cover. And what I did was I started on the leaves and I just, look how juicy it is, and it just makes these beautiful dots. You don't really even have to press hard. Just dot it lightly. And just dot it wherever you want to dot it. I like little clusters here and there. They're all going to look different. I'm not looking at my other card. I'm just doing it wherever I feel like doing it. And I do it after it's on the card just because I want them to flow up the black. Like, for instance, here. Now I want it to flow up here. I want a couple in there. And if I didn't have my flowers down yet, I might not be getting them in the spots that I wanted. So like I said, they're all going to look different. Let me see a few more up here. Just wherever you'd like your white dots to be. And that brings out so much in your work. Look at that. So now I would, if I was done, if I had brought my acrylic and if that was embossed, I would use the liquid glue to glue this down to my layer piece, and then I would glue the layer piece down to the card, and you're ready for your very last step, which is the ribbon. This ribbon is also in the Ornate suite. I used both of them on this card, which I don't think I've used two bows on a card before, but I liked both colors with it. You could add just one. I took 11 inches, I believe it was. Let me see, let me try one. And you could probably even go down a little bit, but that's what I think I used. Yeah, you could go down quite a bit, maybe 9 inches, so you don't waste your ribbon. So let's try 9 and see what happens. I know it's one of my weaknesses. I never measure. Yeah, let's do 9 inches. You'll waste a lot less. Your dimensionals. And the last time I put the terracotta color on first. So this time I'm going to put the green on, and I'm going to put it right there where there's a little void. There was a little void right there, so I'm going to put it there. And I didn't use 2 mini glue dots on that one, but I don't think it'll come off. But normally I do use 2, so on this terracotta color I use 2. And then, let's see, this is going to go here, so we don't want our ribbon legs too long. Holy cow, guys. What do you think? And it didn't take that long, and I was teaching. And I don't know if anybody was stamping with me or not, and if you could keep up or not. But the main thing is that you just learn the technique and that you check out what blends you have. And if you need to know the colors again, because I used Old Olive base, I used Old Olive as my outlining. So whatever green your base is or whatever color your base is, you're going to outline. I would suggest a green though because it's leaves. And then the colors I used on the leaves were the Pretty Peacock and the Granny Apple Green. And then on the small flower, I used the Lovely Lipstick Dark and the Light Lovely Lipstick and the Flirty Flamingo Dark. And then outlined with the Old Olive, and then the Melody Dark Mango, Light Pumpkin, and dark Poppy Parade. So those are the colors you need. And like I said, if you need the marker, which I think a lot of you might not have, if you don't have the Whisper White or the Memento, I've got a small order going in tonight. I can add yours in with it. If you want the dies, just let me know. I will wait till about 7, and then I'm going to order. So if you want something, just let me know before then, okay? I hope you had fun. I had fun. And I'm going to go emboss this right now and put this one card together. Okay, guys, take care. Bye-bye.